Hi, I'm Nigel Sarbets. I'm founder of the PR Cavalry, and alongside Rod Cartwright, I am also the co-founder of the Independent Impact 50 Awards. And if you're watching this, I guess you are seriously considering entering the awards. So we thought it would be helpful to just do a very quick run through of the entry form to give you a little bit of guidance about what you can expect and to steer you towards what the judges are looking for. So very quick, rough and ready thing. So I'll just share my screen here. So hopefully you can see that now. Um, so first thing to say is that these awards are not about individual campaigns. It's a little bit broader, a little bit more nuanced. As you'll see, what we're looking for is evidence of influence, impact, commitment, and contribution to the industry. And how you define that. This is really the key message I want to get across. How you define that is up to you. There's no single measure of impact or contribution. So it's really up to you to think about what your impact is on your clients, on people around you, your peers, maybe people you mentor, people you've brought into the industry. It's up to you to think about, how you would define your own impact on the people around you professionally. And then what the judges are looking for is obviously evidence of that, and then again, you need to describe that, and we'll come on to that. But let's look first of all at the sections. So section one is dead straightforward. As you see here, non-scoring questions. The judges won't be scoring any of this. First bit is just, bits about you, your contact details, some information around are you a member of a professional body, things like that. And what we're trying to gather here is to build a picture as we go forward with the awards of life as an independent practitioner, freelancer, whatever you want to call it. So, some straightforward questions here, 3 characteristics essential to surviving and thriving. So, as I say, these sections are not scored by the judges. The important thing to say is at the bottom, if I scroll right down to the bottom there is a save button, so you can save as you can go along. That was one of the feedback points from last year. And then we go on to the 7 questions which will be scored by the judges. And again, what the questions are really straightforward. There are 7 questions or 7 sections: client organizational business outcomes, standing of PR in client organizations. I won't read these out to you. You can read. But again, the important thing to say is that it would be extraordinary if somebody was high impact in all 7 aspects that we're looking at. So if you look at this and think, well, contribution to PR industry diversity, if you haven't got a great story to tell, that should not stop you from entering, because it may be that your work elsewhere is absolutely knockout, and is exemplary and can be scored incredibly highly. And that was the case last year. Not everybody can possibly be outstanding in all 7 aspects. That would be superhuman. So don't be daunted if you look at something and think, well, I'm not very strong here. So each of these requires up to 1,500 characters, so a fair bit of information that you can put in there. And think about things like client testimonials or testimonials from people around you, your peers, people you mentor, stuff that the judges can understand, that they can see that this is strong evidence of the case that you're making in each of these sectors. So, as I say, I won't insult you by asking you to read all these things out, but just go through them bit by bit. Take your time. It will take a little time, and many of the award or the people who entered last year, even the ones who didn't win, have fed back that simply thinking about these questions has helped them redefine or sharpen their their uh, their pitch to potential clients. It's actually revealed to them that they are doing far more important work than perhaps they think about. So there is just a single business benefit in putting your entry form together. So finally, stuff at the end here. £50 to enter. We think that's a pretty fair, freelancer-friendly entry fee for a competition. So that's for the credit card details, your usual jive here. And then you can save at this point, or you can hit submit, and then it goes forward. Important thing, deadline 20th of February, midnight on the 20th of February. That's when the shutter comes down, and then the awards ceremony will be on May the 7th in London at an event which last year people just raved about. It was a wonderful event. So I hope that we'll see you there. Good luck with your entry. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to fire a question to hello@theimpact50.com. And finally, good luck. Okay, that's me over and out. And a final thank you to our sponsors, 72 Point. Okay, that's me done.